When I was first recommended to play this game, I barely knew anything about it, just that it was a point-and-click style adventure. I didn't know I would be experiencing a whole 2-part story that involves countless famous actors and have an engaging story that's, well, simply put, fun for the whole family. A game that was crowdfunded on Kickstarter back in 2012, because it wasn't a fully funded game, but community sponsored. It came out in 2 parts, or 2 acts, however you like to say it. Today though, you don't have to wait for the second part, as both are now out and the game is fully completed. You may be asking to yourself, Grizz, why tell me the history of this game? I just want to know if you like it or not. Give me the dang review! Well, I'll tell you, as it is important to the game overall. Act 1 follows that traditional sense of the point-and-click adventure you find in previous games of the type. You're playing one of 2 characters, either Shay, the babied space explorer who's tired of repeating his daily routine, to Vela, a young girl being forced to have the honor of being sacrificed to a giant monster. Not a fun start for her. Act 1 focuses on Shay exploring his spaceship and finding out that maybe not all is as it seems, while Vela sets out on an adventure to slay a giant beast that has been plaguing her town. You didn't think they would make her get eaten so early on, did you? I will say, focusing on the story, I was pretty invested in finding out about the characters and their lives. However, in a way, the point-click sorta withdrew me from the overall experience, as you can have a great cutscene with well-voiced voice actors, and let me tell you, there are a ton of popular names in this game, like Jack Black, Elijah Wood, and Will Wheaton, to name a few. Coming back to the game, you want to know, why are the people being sacrificed? Why is Shay's world so childlike, even though he is an adult now? Once you find these answers, you do feel somewhat satisfied. The only issues with Act 1 is that it does end on a pretty epic cliffhanger. I won't divulge into too much, just to avoid some spoilers. Act 2 seems to focus more on the darker aspects of the world. I mean, sure, there are some goofy moments where a tree vomits sap, or you have a harp-playing robot, but overall the theme takes a shift towards the morose. While Act 1 has some minor flaws, it seems way more put together and polished versus Act 2. In Act 1, you'll find puzzles and explore the world, but it's not overly tedious. In Act 2, they start to introduce some pretty obnoxious puzzles that you have to repeat, or even some puzzles that, yes, you may have to Google, or you're left scratching your head. Albeit, I love some puzzles. I like the ability to work on a puzzle and struggle and then figure it all out, to have that moment of clarity and satisfaction. It's just, if you get that puzzle after puzzle where you sit wondering, what did I forget? Oh yes, I must go from one location to get this specific part, then go to another one to get this part, all so I can come back to this one area and get it, and then put it all together, and then go back to the original area. Well, if that wasn't puzzling enough for you, I can get even more puzzling for your puzzles. There are moments, though, thankfully not many, that you find yourself playing as Shay in Act 2, only discover you needed something from Vela's side to complete. Like rewiring a robot so they do a specific job, but then have to rewire for another job. Sadly, there's no real hint system in the game. You're left to manually figure it out and search the old search engine, trying not to hang your head in shame that it got this far. Personally for me, this takes you away from the story which Broken Age is presenting. I think the story and the gameplay are great in the first act. It's a normal point-and-click adventure that unfortunately gets super tedious once you get to the second act. This doesn't make the game terrible, just ruins that level of immersion you were wanting to go for. I think if they added in some hints to help those lesser individuals like myself, yeah, Grizzly needs some hints, to get something faster to solve it, and I think it would still hold that feeling of joy you had that you can solve the puzzle yourself with only in-game hints. It doesn't ruin the immersion and keeps you within the story without having to search outside sources. Okay, I know I've kicked the dead horse enough. For the gameplay, I think I covered it pretty simply. This game is a typical point-and-click adventure. However, what really ties this game together for me is the story and environment. It's a beautiful game with Lots of funny one-liners or engaging stories as you look into the world of Shay or Villa. I like the two perspectives too, as you focus on one character till you feel you're stuck, so it gives you an option to go to a new outlook. Maybe you're stuck trying to figure out what to do next with Villa, just transfer back over to Shay to explore the ship some more. In a way, it helps from when you get stuck on those puzzles or just have no plain Jane idea what to do next. Broken Age is definitely a game worth checking out if you enjoy point-and-click adventures. The witty writing, contemporary environment, along with some challenging puzzles definitely will be a good game for you if you're into this type of game. I mean, the art style alone is pretty cute, with faces on almost anything from an inky knife to a smiling hexagon robot. It comes together to make a great game, again, for those who like point-and-click adventures. For those who struggle with puzzles or want more action in their game instead of click here and go there style, then I would say wait for a sale on this game. The game itself is enjoyable, just the complexity of the puzzles can ruin the immersion most gamers desire. Due to that, I give the game a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great for me, with those frustrating puzzles literally causing me to pull my hair out. Besides that, I would say if you like these kind of games, go for it. I hope you enjoyed my Broken Age review. If you enjoyed my video, please leave a like and a comment below on what you liked about this video. Or if you have any other games you would like me to check out. If you'd like to help support the channel, make sure to click subscribe. This is the Still Grizzly, wishing you luck with all your future games.